The incident involving the victim, Nguyen Xuan Dat, occurred in January 2025. According to information circulated on social media, the victim was believed to have voluntarily allowed another individual to intervene, including the deactivation of cognitive functions, the separation of multiple body structures, and the processing of biological tissues. This information only began to spread widely in July 2025, when numerous images and descriptive notes appeared on online platforms. However, the victim's family did not file a report with the authorities, and as of that time, no official investigation had been opened. Discussions surrounding the incident gradually subsided until the end of November, when online communities began independently reviewing and compiling data, eventually identifying the person suspected of carrying out the actions toward the victim. According to international records, the handling of human biological tissue has been documented in a small number of isolated cases around the world. However, a victim voluntarily consenting to having their cognitive functions disabled and their bodily structure extensively manipulated has only been recorded in 3 rare cases, 2 in Germany and the remaining case involving Nguyen Xuan Dat in Vietnam. Several foreign forums noted that, based on the described procedures and severity, this incident appeared more complex and serious than the 2 prior cases and has been regarded as a representative example in extreme case documentation. As of 28 November 2025, circulating information suggests that the alleged suspect, the individual believed to have carried out the entire bodily intervention process, is still living normally in society while maintaining an intellectual and respectable public image. A portion of the online community is concerned that this individual may seek out similarly vulnerable persons, posing a potential threat to public safety. The compilation team affirms that there is no intention to accuse, attack, or target any individual, nor to disrupt online order. This document does not constitute legal allegations or prosecutorial content. Its sole purpose is to organize publicly shared information from social media between July and November 2025, providing clearer context and reducing misinformation. Due to the highly sensitive nature of the case, images related to bodily structural intervention will be blurred or fully obscured, and the identities of individuals appearing in the images will be protected. This document does not encourage viewers to seek out the original versions of the extreme images or videos. Within the scope of this content, we refer to this as the incident, the victim as Nguyen Xuan Dat, and the other individual involved as the suspect. Distorted mindsets of both individuals. Ladies and gentlemen, in this next section, we take a deeper look into the abnormal psychological states of both the victim and the suspect, an element considered central to the entire incident. According to compiled information from social media, the victim, Nguyen Xuan Dat, is believed to have developed a form of distorted thinking with self-destructive tendencies. Many allegedly leaked messages attributed to Dat show that he had a desire for another person to shut down his cognitive functions and terminate his biological processes in an extreme manner. This is an extremely rare psychological pattern associated with disorders in which an individual views themselves as an object to be dismantled rather than a human being worthy of protection. Some analyses suggest that this type of thinking may stem from prolonged emotional crises, cognitive disturbances, or environmental influences that led the victim to seek a sensation of release through dangerous behaviors. In many conversations circulated online, it appears that the victim not only accepted, but actively sought someone who could fulfill his self-destructive wishes. This represents a severe psychological condition, previously documented in only a few international case files. On the other hand, the suspect appears to display a completely different form of psychological disorder, one leaning toward impulses of control and domination over another person's life. According to online descriptions, the suspect exhibited an obsession with separating human body structures and derived satisfaction from personally performing the deactivation of cognitive functions on the victim. This is a dangerous psychological profile, often found in individuals with latent violent tendencies driven by an extreme need for domination. This type of distortion is considered one of the most severe forms of psychological disorder, in which the individual no longer recognizes moral or legal boundaries and views the manipulation of another person's body as a means of asserting power. Notably, based on circulating information, the suspect did not show signs of fear or remorse, but continued to maintain a normal lifestyle, an indication of abnormal emotional regulation that raises concerns within the community. The most dangerous intersection lies here. One person wanted to be deprived of life, while the other wanted to carry out the act. When these two distorted mindsets converged, the incident moved beyond all moral and legal boundaries. This is why many international experts categorize this case as highly extreme, not only due to the violent actions involved, but also because of the convergence of two pathological psychological states, ultimately leading to a tragic and unpredictable outcome. In the next section, we will review how the victim, Nguyen Xuan Dat, and the suspect first connected, communicated, and formed the agreement that eventually led to the severe events that followed. According to information circulating across social media sources, the initial interaction between the two individuals did not occur by coincidence. Both the victim and the suspect were active in private online groups that attracted individuals interested in extreme content related to self-destruction, bodily control, and unconventional biological intervention. This environment created the conditions for them to identify shared, distorted thinking. Their early communication purportedly took place through text messages and online conversations. Leaked exchanges showed the victim expressing a desire to end cognitive functioning in an unconventional manner, while the suspect appeared willing to perform invasive interventions. This unusual alignment caused their conversations to escalate far beyond normal limits. Throughout the discussions, the suspect purportedly asked repeatedly about the victim's readiness, while the victim confirmed his intention to become the subject of the intervention. Available data suggests that the victim viewed this as a form of release, while the suspect viewed it as an opportunity to satisfy an extreme need for control. After a period of communication, the two allegedly agreed on a plan that included the location, timing, and method for carrying out the acts discussed. Although the full details of the agreement were not made public, leaked information shows a consistent pattern. The victim consented and encouraged the process. The suspect actively proposed intervention steps. Both were aware of the extreme nature of their agreement. Experts note that the victim showed signs of severe cognitive and emotional disturbance, impairing his ability to understand consequences. In contrast, the suspect demonstrated calculated, organized behavior, proposing specific steps as though managing a highly personalized operation aligned with his own abnormal impulses. Their meeting in real life reportedly happened shortly after. By the time they met, the agreement had been nearly finalized, and the victim showed no signs of resistance. Some sources suggest that the arrangement cannot be understood in normal terms, as it was not motivated by material benefit, but by the convergence of two opposing yet complementary psychological disorders. According to circulating materials, after the primary act was carried out, the suspect allegedly performed a series of subsequent procedures intended to eliminate traces. Information gathered online suggests the suspect followed a methodical, step-by-step process that appeared planned in advance. Analysts believe the suspect followed a planned sequence of technical steps, processed the biological material in various ways to hinder identification, and used tools and equipment commonly found in domestic environments. Some blurred and censored footage circulating online suggests that the suspect attempted methods aimed at altering physical structure, leading observers to believe that the intent was to prevent recovery or recognition of the remains. Experts point out that such actions reflect a high degree of emotional detachment, careful planning and operational control, and a mindset viewing the human body as an object rather than a person. This pattern is commonly seen in individuals who are disconnected from moral and emotional boundaries. Reports also indicate that the suspect dispersed the processed material across multiple locations rather than disposing of everything in one place, suggesting technical knowledge and a deliberate intent to erase evidence. The aspect that has sparked the most public outrage is that throughout the entire period, according to circulating sources, the suspect showed no signs of fear or hesitation. Instead, he maintained a calm and meticulous demeanor, described by observers as careful, methodical, and focused. as though carrying out an ordinary routine. This has led the online community to regard the individual as particularly dangerous, given his emotional detachment and ability to conceal his behavior far beyond what is typical. We must also acknowledge the remarkable role of the online community in initially identifying and analyzing the unusual traces related to the case of Nguyen Xuan Dat. With no official report from the victim's family and no formal investigation launched by the authorities, it was internet users who first connected the clues together. According to social media data, the earliest signs appeared in July 2025, when scattered images and descriptions began circulating in private groups. These materials suggested the victim may have undergone an extreme cognitive shutdown and biological intervention, though the origins of the content were unknown. At first, many people believed the materials were staged or fabricated. However, as the content spread, more individuals began cross-referencing timelines, visuals, and behavioral details within the materials. People familiar with the victim reported that Dot had been missing since January 2025, which matched the time frame implied by the leaked information. This further drew public attention and prompted wider online searches. A number of community members with expertise in digital forensics began tracking metadata, examining visual details, identifying surrounding objects, and comparing them to real-life locations. Gradually, it became clear that the materials were unlikely to be staged and could represent evidence of a real incident. By late November 2025, the online community had begun identifying elements linked to the suspect. Minor details such as objects, voice characteristics, living spaces, and even personal habits captured briefly in videos became clues. Piece by piece, internet users assembled a clearer picture. In-depth analytical posts emerged rapidly, suggesting that the suspect was not only involved in the victim's physical breakdown, but was the primary actor responsible for the sequence of harmful actions. Some users even compared the mannerisms and speech from the leaked footage to those of a real individual, leading to the gradual disclosure of the suspect's identity. What shocked the public most was the discovery that the suspect continued living a normal life, maintaining a respectable and intellectual appearance, showing no outward signs of being dangerous. This intensified concerns, especially as many feared the victim might not have been the only target and that the suspect could potentially seek out other vulnerable individuals.
Once the suspect's identity was traced by the online community, the incident resurfaced with unprecedented intensity, generating waves of public demand for clarification. Yet, there has still been no official response from investigative authorities, leaving the majority of information dependent on community-driven analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, the incident involving Nguyen Xuan Dat and the suspect continues to trigger intense debate across online platforms. Not only in Vietnam, but international forums have also discussed and analyzed the motives, psychological conditions, and distorted thinking exhibited by both individuals. While the victim voluntarily sought extreme cognitive shutdown as a form of escape from himself, the suspect demonstrated impulses of control and domination, an exceptionally dangerous psychological profile. The convergence of these two pathological mindsets turned the incident into one of the most extreme cases ever observed by the online community. Many international observers considered this event profoundly disturbing, not only due to the abnormality of the behaviors, but also because of the calculated, meticulous, and emotionally detached manner in which the suspect acted. Reports claiming that the suspect processed biological material in unprecedented ways have drawn comparisons to some of the most alarming cases globally. To this day, the public continues to ask, why was such a serious incident not reported sooner? Why have authorities not formally intervened? And most importantly, what is the current status of the suspect? Is he still a threat to the community? The ongoing silence has only heightened public fear. As images, analyses, and fragmented information continue to circulate, many hope the case will soon be officially clarified to ensure public safety and prevent similar incidents in the future. The incident involving Nguyen Xuan Dat, with its psychological abnormalities and the actions described in leaked documents, has become one of the most shocking online narratives worldwide in 2025. It highlights major concerns about mental health, the dangers of extreme private online groups, and significant gaps in early detection and intervention.
Until an official statement is released, the online community remains uneasy, knowing that an individual described as extreme, detached, and deeply disturbed may still be freely moving within society.